Hello and welcome to Some Dude Shed. It's news day. And in the news this week,
Go.
Mr. Red, Mr. Black.
I didn't know I was going first. Harry Styles, University in Texas to offer course on work of One Direction star turned culture icon.
Jeremy Clarkson's pig killed in heatwave after he claimed temperatures were no big deal.
Leandro Fernandez hit in the face with a fish while in a football match. Has anyone else got another headline?
I believe you do.
Oh, okay. I'll just go for the second one. Oh gosh, there's quite a lot of scrolling. Bees explosively ejaculate to death during heatwave.
And that's the news.
And that's the news. All right, where should we start?
I'll tell you about Mr. Styles' courses.
Oh, please do. I'd love to know what wisdom he has to share with the world.
Well, they're not his courses, but the university is building a course around him, apparently. It's the latest in a long line of celebrity-themed courses, so university courses. So yeah, this hasn't been the first one. With others based around stars such as Lady Gaga, Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Kanye West, and the Beatles, University in Texas has announced they will offer a course based on the work of former One Direction star Harry Styles. The course is titled Harry Styles and the Cult of Celebrity, Identity, the Internet, and European Pop Culture, and will be on offer at Texas State University Honors College from next spring.
If you do the Billie Eilish one, you're bound to get at least one Grammy.
I know, she's just fallen over all the Grammys she has, and she's an Oscar and everything now.
So what? How much will it cost me to learn all about Harry Styles?
Well, it's an American university, so I'm gonna guess quite a lot. Doesn't actually tell me in the article, unfortunately. The Styles course will focus on the pop megastar's work both in music and film in order to understand the cultural and political development of modern celebrity. Dr. Lee Dean Valakinda announced the news on Twitter, citing it as the first course of its kind. The doctor wrote, It's official, the world's first ever university course on the works of #Harry Styles. It's happening spring 2023 at TXST University. This is what tenure looks like. Let's go.
Has she been officially approved by Mr. Styles? I don't know, sanctified by Harry Styles?
I don't know at all. All I know is from that tweet, this is what tenure looks like. Let's go. I'm assuming they got tenure, and then they're like, let's just make a complete. Let's just make up whatever we want and teach it and get paid tens of thousands of dollars a year for it.
It's actually crazy. So there are, and what amazes me more is that there are other courses about these celebrities.
Yep.
And they would have to. Surely they must be approved by the celebrities themselves. And there would be nothing weirder than seeing Harry Styles and then seeing in the paper, because I imagine he just grabs the Daily Sun every day. He'll open it up and he'll see, oh my god, I've got a university course. That'll be really weird.
Yeah, talk about ripping off his brand. Actually, that's one way to do it. Oh, it's educational, therefore.
I hope you're getting royalties.
Probably not. He also shared, this is the doctor, he also shared the course description, which reads, This course focuses on British musician Harry Styles and popular European culture to understand the culture and political development of modern celebrity as it relates to the question of gender and sexuality, race, class, nation, globalism, media, fashion, fan culture, internet culture, and consumerism. I think the first three there tell you what kind of quality course this will be.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you're right. That did depress me.
Literally getting paid tens of thousands of dollars a year just to.
Why would you pay so much money, which is probably thousands, to go to a university to learn stuff? Why would you pay $1,000 and then eventually come out of it with no real qualification?
Well, that's what people are like these days anyway. Coming out of uni with like stupid qualifications that nobody wants.
Oh, please hire me. I've got a master's in Harry Styles studies. It's just silly.
It's not even a master's.
Oh, that's even worse.
I'm going to find it really hard to believe anyone signed up for this. But I'm sure there's always one.
There must be. There must be. It only takes one. You make the money, you know. Just read the wiki pages. Surely that's 100% accurate. Oh dear.
I didn't even think. Sorry, it's personally I didn't even realize Harry Styles was this famous. I thought it was just One Direction, and that was it.
I think
Didn't realize.
I think Harry Styles is a pretty big personality now himself. He's. I think he gets invited to stuff like the Oscars and World Economic Forum. I don't know. The cheese chasing thing in Devon. I don't know.
I don't know. Moving on.
So, on the subject of sad, pathetic life forms, who would take a course on Harry Styles, talking to another form of pathetic life form as worker bees who are ejaculating themselves to death.
Hold on a minute. Worker bees contribute honey to society. They actually do something. Leave them alone.
That's a good point, actually. I do apologise to the bees. They wouldn't do anything as silly as You know what? I would rather go to a university course on how to make honey, hosted by a bee, rather than.
Well, it would be one of the greatest professionals you'd be learning from. So yes.
Yeah. Well, basically, okay. So, in the laymanliest terms, I can say here, because I don't understand any more than that. Basically, whenever it gets hot for a long period of time, the male worker bees, or known as drones, they basically get stressed out and they spontaneously ejaculate. And the thing about bees ejaculation is it's very violent, as it turns out. So when a male drone is meant to ejaculate, he'll probably die anyway. So he does it when there's nothing there to brace himself against. He just sort of dies.
And where was this found? Like, was it in just a hive of just dead bees that just all ejaculated to death, and the beekeeper went to put their hand into the hive and just pulled out a load of jizz?
A man was pleasuring a bee, and then the bee blew up.
Well. Well, it seems to be just a known fact, I think, from other heat waves around the world. They noticed it in Canada whenever they had that massive heat wave over there, last year. So I will read. When male worker bees or drones die from shock, such as being too hot, they convulse, forcing them to ejaculate. And an internal penis equivalent about the size of the bee's own abdomen exits the body. Following intense heat waves in British Columbia, which triggered the undignified death, researchers have experimented with various methods to keep the bees cool. So basically, they go on to say, just put a cover over the top of the beehive, and that'll sort that out. Just keep it in the shade.
Fantastic.
Exactly. So yeah, the life of a male drone is very sad. Their only job is to fertilize the queen and then die. That's pretty much all they do. All the bees you see flying around and getting flowers and stuff, they're females. I actually learnt that in this while researching this story. I spent all of 2 minutes researching it, so now I'm an expert.
Sounds about right.
Do you really know what to say about that?
Well, basically the question I have to ask you is, do you find heat erotic? Because bees do.
I didn't feel erotic over the last few days.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing.
We had our own heat wave, we just had a proper summer for 2 days.
So, Dr. Alison McAfee, when drones die from shock, they spontaneously ejaculate. They have this elaborate endophallus that comes out and is about the size of their own abdomen. It's pretty extreme, is what she says.
What, the length of
it? Yeah, basically. I've done a Google image search, so you don't have to, and yes, it is indeed quite large compared to the bee size. And the thing is, whenever they impregnate the queen, it gets left behind, and they will die. So it's not a good life. But anyway, moving on.
You're familiar with Clarkson's Farm?
I am indeed.
He runs his own farm for the series, over the course of a summer, and
I'm quite a fan. I quite like that show.
yeah, well, he owns a bunch of animals, and well, his pig died in the heat wave. But people are sort of saying, well, that's kind of payback for scoffing at the extreme heat, or the heat wave that we recently had. He actually sent out a tweet. Thankfully, the global warming is now over, but tragically, its brief visit took the life of my big pig. Rip pig.
Well, I'm sure he had a pork chop or two to celebrate, or to help him get over it.
Yeah, I think it's the main thing that people took offense at. I don't think it's so much that the pig died. It was more, he said global warming is now over, and that's what people took issue with.
You're not allowed to say stuff like that. That's very dangerous.
That's basically it.
I think all climate activists were sticking the boot in a time of tragedy of the poor pig's death.
Well, there was just one comment that says, Jeremy, mate, I'm pretty sure global warming is still here.
Because how many laughy emojis are on the article?
Other comments include, sorry, good joke. Bet the people who lost their homes to fires are laughing their heads off, because that's, Jeremy's fault.
I'm just having random thoughts here. I mean, if an animal dies of heat exhaustion, does that make it jerky before you treat it?
Well, another comment was, on the bright side, bacon for breakfast.
Exactly. Who's going to look at the silver lining?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. In that show, he was pretty upset. What was it when he had to take the sheep to the abattoir because it was not well or something?
Yeah, they weren't breedable or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, something along those lines. He seemed quite upset whenever before he even finished selling it off to the abattoir he turned around and was like, "Where's the sheep?" and it's probably already been done.
As the people in the abattoir, they just can't wait to get to work, Anyway,
moving on.
So, on the subject of animals that are good for eating, Leandro Fernandez, who's a footballer apparently, in Argentina, had a fish thrown at him during a match.
Sounds kind of fishy. What happened?
Well, basically, he was playing a game of football, and someone watching it threw a fish. It hit him in the face. That was all very funny.
Any particular reason why?
He was a fan of the other team. I don't know.
Hey.
Well, yeah. The actual article isn't. I mean, it's not too. It's all summed up in these 5 lines at the top. Argentine footballer Leandro Fernandez was hit in the face with a raw fish. It was one of the opposition fans that threw the fish at the 31-year-old star. Fernandez received medical attention before being stretchered off the pitch. He underwent more tests and was deemed fit enough to return to the pitch. However, it will take Fernandez some time to get over the embarrassment.
The most important question from that is, was the fish arrested for a hate crime or just a regular crime?
Just a regular crime.
Just a regular, all right.
I don't know if they actually found out who threw it. Let's see. If I can describe it to you before I show you the video. It's about the size of... It's not very big. It's about as long as a shoe. And you just get a lovely shot of it hitting the side of Leandros's face.
Shoes come in different sizes.
All right, a small shoe, like a children's shoe. It's really not very big. But yeah, if you go through there, there's a lovely video that Paul Campbell has posted on Twitter.
What kind of fish was it?
I don't know, a small one. It was pretty quick. What I love, right, is the fact that they took him off the pitch on a stretcher and gave him medical attention.
No way.
Yeah, that's
on a stretcher.
On a stretcher, yeah. They took him away on a stretcher.
Oh, did he fall? Did this hit him in the face, and did he fall to the ground and start crying his eyes out like they normally do?
That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he went down onto the ground, holding his face like a footballer does, like they're trained. Was carried off with a stretcher, and then who knew he was fine to continue.
What do you call that footballer that always did it? And the kids made that video. They were making fun of it. Where was it Pele?
No, not Pele. No, this is a more recent guy. This is the guy the bitter guy, wasn't it?
Yes, that fella.
Oh, what was his name?
I can't remember, but I just remember kids made a funny video about it when they were like going through a number of footballers, like footballer moves, and then they called that guy's name, and then they all just fell to the ground and
That's right.
like were holding their mouths.
It was his name's Suarez. That's who it is.
Yeah.
It's such a funny video watching Suarez bite the guy because he just literally grabs the guy and munches him, and then he falls backwards, holding his teeth as if it was the other guy who rammed his shoulder into Suarez's teeth. I don't know.
Remember the classic one of the guy headbutting? The chest headbutt?
Oh yeah.
I can't remember that one. What was either, but
Was that that was a Greek football player?
was it? Or was it French?
Yeah.
Greek? Zidane or Zidane?
Zinedine Zidane. There's no way he got that. There's no way that's a real name, is it? If you're a fan of football, please let us know in the comments if that's real. Because no one calls that kid Zinedine Zidane. That's a ridiculous name.
2006 that happened. Italy versus
Germany. No.
Germany.
That was
France.
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 Oh, France.
It was
Yeah,
France.
I'm pretty sure he's French.
Wow, that happened that long ago. Anyway,
Moving on. Actually, no, not moving on. I think we're out of stories.
we are indeed out of stories. Wrapping up.
Oh, if you've ever been hit in the face with a fish, please let us know.
Or headbutted.
In the chest.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Man.